There's a certain kind of nostalgia that doesn't belong to you. Not really. It belongs to the person you looked up to. For a lot of us, that was an older sibling, brother, sister, whatever. I didn't pick my first anime. I didn't pick my first video game. I didn't even pick my first favorite character. He did. I remember my very first console was it was a PS1, and it came with, or they gave me Final Fantasy VII. I don't remember how old I was, maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something. Um, and I remember in the beginning, you get off that train, and I just had no idea what to do. But at the same time, I was like, this is the best thing ever, and I don't think I ever got off that first platform. I probably got to my first battle and lost, and I was not good at that game. I gave up. It wasn't until many years later that I attempted it again, and of course, I still haven't beat it. It's a little embarrassing, um, but before I knew what a fandom was, before I had an identity of my own, I had his hand me downs, his posters, his worn out game discs, his half broken action figures that he swore were collector's items, which I won't argue. Even though I didn't understand any of it, I absorbed it like sunlight. I think that's what Big Brother Core really is. It's inheriting a subculture before you're old enough to even know you're inheriting anything at all. He'd leave Toonami playing all night, and I'd sit in the doorway pretending I was not watching, I was not listening, but I was. And on the occasion that, he'd see me there and then be like, man, come on. Um, we would watch something together, and I'd see how he reacted, how certain scenes made him laugh, or how a character he liked made him sit completely still. And I learned as much from his silence as I did from his excitement. When you're the younger sibling, your world gets shaped by someone else's obsessions, their passions, and you learn their aesthetic, their taste in music, their sense of style, and you don't even realize it's happening. It took me years to understand that my love for anime and video games, my love for Gundam, which is very severe, um, it just shaped my entire emotional vocabulary, and it came from the things that he loved first. It's funny because a lot of the things that I adopted, he probably doesn't even like anymore, but it stayed with me. Growing up, it felt like a borrowed identity. It was almost embarrassing to be a little clone of this person. Um, but now it feels like a gift because the things he introduced me to, the worlds he cared about, became the building blocks of who I am. Not because he forced it, but because I admired him the way you admire a hero you choose in a game. And if I'm honest, some parts of me still is that kid in the doorway, learning how to feel things by watching someone else feel them first. That's Big Brother. Sounding like Welcome. Big Brother Core. Not a trend, not an aesthetic, a quiet inheritance. One I didn't know I was receiving until I realized I couldn't imagine myself without it. I remember seeing model kits, Gundam model kits strewn about, comic book posters pinned to the wall, um, old school computers, and just random tech gadgets like a mini disc player, and I remember um, getting most of those things. Like I remember having an MP3 player, and I saw he had a mini disc, and it was sort of felt like a downgrade, but I was like, I need that. I need that. I need to swap the discs, and he ended up giving it to me. He was, if you were lucky like I was, you got all the hand me downs. You got the consoles, you got the music devices, the computers. The I remember there was a card. It was what was it? It was Dragon Ball Z. Go Tanks. It was Go Tanks, and when he turns into that little ghost form, it was like a little trading card, and I remember seeing it. I don't know where I saw it in his room, but I remember going to him and being like, "Hey man, I'll buy this from you." And he was like, "Man, just take it," you know. So I was very fortunate, you know, and that really solidified all these passions that I have now when it comes to art and the things that I watch, like 90s anime style kind of thing. I feel such a love for it, and it reminds me of my youth, you know. I was born in 91, so by the time I started watching these 90s animes, they were already, you know, um, not old, but they were already out for a while now. So I was playing catch up. But it was cool, you know. I remember getting I remember getting some DVD, no, not DVDs. Before that, I remember getting some VHSs, some Dragon Ball Z, like single or two episodes inside a VHS. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's just something that really stuck with me. Break. When I was researching older brother core, I keep calling it big brother core, same thing. Um, a lot of things that popped up were like early 2000s, you know, Call of Duty, Mountain Dew, rock music kind of thing. But for me, the experience was a little bit different. It wasn't any of those things. It was more like, um, for me, it was more like retro sci-fi movies, Final Fantasy, very Japan centric aesthetics. Gundam I mentioned earlier, and it just had a vibe to it. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching the video. You know, be sure to give it a little like, a little subscribe. If you had an older brother, older sister, just let us know in the comments. What did they teach you? What kind of thing that they instill in you that you just can't live without now? Besides that, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, check out this animation I did. I've been working on that. Oh, check.